We are live. Oh, but I don't have Discord audio on this scene. Oh no, Nyx was supposed to be talking, but you can't hear Nyx. Hold on, sorry. How's it going, chat? Nothing to see here. Okay.
Oh, Sylvie's already counting.
Okay, they can hear you. Hi, Nyx.
Okay, they can. Hey! Hi, everyone. If you haven't gotten enough of me yet, I am Dragon_Nyx. I have never run this category, but we all know that grubs are good to save, so.
True. And I am Oat.
I'm excited to co-com with you. It's gonna be very fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to roast commentate Quato's speedrun.
It's gonna be probably one or the other. So, we had just finished watching an All Grubs, All Glitches, which is the glitch version of the Grub Collectathon, and now we are watching Elegy, which is the no major glitches version of the same collectathon. The goal is to collect all 46 grubs. I almost said glitches. Collect all 46 glitches. Collect all 46 grubs and then return to Grubfather and obtain Grubberfly's Elegy, the most useful charm in the entire game. So, it should be a
good time. Yeah.
A lot of fun. So there's nothing too crazy about this category in general in terms of, you know, going way out of your way to get things. Grubs are basically everywhere in Hollow Nest, so if there's a grub there, it makes sense that you get the movement that's also there. Wait, is there
Yeah, I think we're having some potentially technical difficulties. Or not technical difficulties. Okay, we thought Quato had mic sound, but he doesn't have mic sound, so we're just gonna start the run again from the top.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it looks like we're good to go. Hopefully there are no random noises coming through on the restream.
I don't know what it sounds like to the people in chat. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, more KP Peepo arrive.
Everyone get your KP Peepo arrives in chat right now. Is Nyx a little quiet was asked.
Okay.
So maybe I'm quiet.
Turn you up. Gosh, this restreamer is slacking.
Can't believe it. So anyway, this is Elegy.
Wow, tell me about Elegy.
Yeah, Elegy is the category where you collect all of the grubs.
Wow.
Believe it or not. And then get Grubberfly's Elegy, the most useful charm in Hollow Knight by Team Cherry 2017.
Fun fact about Elegy, actually, which I only know because of Rando, but Elegy cannot actually break a grub jar open.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you would think that it could, I guess, but
that's why Grubfather can't save the grubs himself.
True.
And that's why you have to. Yeah, all he has is Elegy. I don't know. The only other fun fact I think I have about the Elegy charm is that I believe it has synergy with Fury, where you're able to get both effects at once, even though they're kind of like Elegy works with max HP and Fury works with 1. Like there's some synergy between the two. I've seen people do Radiance that way in randos, but I don't remember exactly how that works. So maybe I should stop commenting on it.
Interesting. I know something about full HP Fury on 1.4, but
maybe that's what it was,
yeah,
actually.
Because in that
I've seen someone do this like a long time. That's actually maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't remember.
We could just make up things about which charms have synergy.
That's so real. Did you know?
Would have to listen to us.
Did you know that Grub Song has synergy with Thorns of Agony. It's
Oh.
just not just because you take damage in both of them, but just they just have synergy. It makes a grub noise. Try it. If you don't hear a grub noise, you have to make it yourself.
That's true, actually.
So what I was, oh sorry, you
No,
can
go
go.
ahead.
What I was saying before is that this isn't the most insane collectathon because essentially if there's a grub somewhere and there's a movement or a spell or something nearby, that determines like what we're going to get throughout the run. For instance, like there's a grub in Sanctum, so you have to get Dive. There's a grub right next to D-Dark, so you gotta get D-Dark. There's a grub that's wings locked, so you have to get wings. It's pretty basic in that regard.
The only place I think that doesn't have grub, well, I guess two places. So there are no grubs in the Abyss, and there are no grubs in White Palace.
True.
And those might be the only map areas without grubs in them.
Yeah, even some pretty far reaches like Hive have grubs, so... And it's a good thing. I mean, like, okay, also I hope no rando players get mad at me for saying there's grubs that are wing locked. I think there's always skips. There's always skips to get grubs, but they're not always the fastest. So, especially since one of the wings grubs is right next to the wings pickup, it's pretty easy.
Ooh, a little dunk there, but we'll
Just a little one.
get this grub and then quit out.
Yeah, so like the only real differences in the early game here is Quato is going to be picking up a couple of the Crossroads grubs. I don't think he gets all of them.
Yeah, I think
don't have
there
the route
are some
in front
when
of
you
me.
do like a second trip.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. Like some of the ones that are picked up in like 4 mask shards, for example, like pretty much require dash. Like there's pretty easy skips for them, but it makes sense to go and get them with dash and such.
Yeah. Yep. So I think we'll continue through here and get Vengeful Spirit. This is pretty standard early game stuff. I think we've seen a lot of this today. I don't know actually if we kill False Knight or if we break the wall and leave the fight.
My guess is on break the wall, but I don't know because this is when in a collectathon I can never tell when they gatekeep and go through. But no, I guess we are gatekeeping today. Oh, to get the grub and sanctum. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this is a category that I think has had a couple of like slightly different routes throughout time, like not drastically. So if sometimes my memory will serve me and sometimes it won't.
Yeah, I mean there are other ways that other routes to get to the city early in runs, and
I'm gonna blame.
Sense here.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame Rando Brain, even though I don't play Rando all that much.
You
like,
can blame Rando Brain as much as you want.
I'm just gonna blame Rando Brain. I think it makes the most sense. But yeah. Oh, while we're waiting for this like early game stuff, do you have a favorite grub?
Favorite grub? That's a good question.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that. Because I thought it might come up for some reason. I think the Isma's Grove grub is pretty good.
That's a good one. I always forget about that one. That's a very good one.
Yeah, but Fungal Bouncy grub as well. Solid, top 5 grub.
When making this layout for the stream, I had asked Quato what his favorite grub is so that I could incorporate it in the layout. So Quato's favorite grub is this like little one in city that's like by the Rava. We'll see it later.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to think what my favorite grub is. It's been a while. What is my favorite grub?
I mean, there's only 46 of them, so
I know.
not hard.
I really like the silly answers, like, oh, the leftmost collector grub, you know? I think my favorite grub is RNG grub is the joke around it. It's the one that's by the three mimics in Deepness.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, the
I
RNG.
really like that grub because I like the joke that it's RNG. Which one is a which one is a grub?
So making good time out of Ancestral Mound here. So the next thing we're gonna do is head up into Green Path. I believe we'll take a bit of a well, okay, I think you would expect to take a different route because there are so many grubs in Green Path. But I believe we go straight to Dash, but we purchase Green Path stags, and then we do a second trip to Green Path later.
This might have... I remember this actually being one of the things that has changed in different routes. I think this might have an early Moss Knight grub,
Okay.
but that might be the only Green Path grub on the way.
Yes.
See, this is what happens. I'm a pretty religious watcher of Quatopine streams, but this is what happens when he streams his Elegy practice at like 2 a.m. my time, and I have class in the morning.
No.
So it means I don't get solid notes. But...
I can't believe you haven't dropped out of school to watch Quato stream full time.
Truly, my junior year of college, we were close, I think.
That's fair. That's fair. Very nice. Fireball skip.
Very clean. Full-time stream watcher. That's such a sad life. And like, I love Quato. He's a great guy. I've had the honor of meeting him in person. I'm not dropping out of school to watch his stream.
And another fireball skip. Very clean.
I expect nothing less from the meme king.
True.
Who already was warmed up with ACN earlier today, despite not planning on running it.
Very true. Very true.
Oh, man. Oh, the Moss Knight double? Gosh, just so clean. See, we gotta, if he makes a single mistake, we gotta harp on it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's our job. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, exactly. It might be, it's like post-mortem cons cursing is what.
And skipping Vengefly King here. Let's see.
Good.
I don't actually know what geo we need.
Yeah,
I would assume most of it is stags.
I would assume so as well. I do know that this run does not. Yeah, I told you we were gonna get this grub.
So good.
I remembered. I'm pretty sure most of the geo goes to stags. I know that there's very little in terms of charms in this. I know that Quato will not be getting Shaman Stone, and he said explicitly to blame Vex for that.
Okay.
So, it's Vex's fault that there is no Shaman Stone in Elegy. There's not a lot of fights. Really, like, there's a collector fight, but, outside of that, I'm sure there's gonna be a fight where I'm gonna go, oh, that would be nice with Shaman, but Collector's the big one.
Probably Soulmaster as well, but
Soulmaster.
not as bad as Collector.
It's also not uncommon for runs to do Soulmaster without Shaman too, so it's not clean.
These doubles are really nice. Quato! He's too good.
Quato,
He
stop
needs
being
to be
perfect.
stopped.
Leave some for the rest of us.
So we opened up Green Path Stag and we collected our Mothwing Cloak, so we're going to save quit back to Ancestral Mound and continue into Fungal Wastes to pick up our wall jump ability, also known as the Mantis Claw.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure on our way down there's no detours for grubs. I think we would get bouncy on our way back up. I think.
Because it seems
because on our way to city.
Yeah, we exit to city instead of save quitting.
If you have any semblance of route notes, feel free to stop my rambling, because I didn't have the chance to get notes together.
Oh yeah, I don't have any route notes either, so we're just
I think I was
planning on
I think I was planning on getting route notes together before ACN, and then I ended up being put on comms for ACN. So
Nice.
it's fine. But fungal, we've seen fungal drops and fungal movement like 1,000 times over the past couple days here, and we're only going to see it 1,000 more times. Quato is current patch. I don't know how many fireballs he uses nowadays.
I'm gonna guess one.
I probably one.
I feel like all the cool kids are doing 1 fireballs, but if you do 3 fireballs, you're so valid. I do a 3 fireball.
I am a 3 fireball stan till the day Silk Song never comes out. Oh, weird geometry there with the Sporg. What are you doing there, buddy? I've never seen it like bounce like that.
Yeah,
That's
that
weird.
was weird. Oh. Okay, but still a clean E-Pogo. That one's not too bad to back up. Especially if you still have your soul. Very nice Mantis Pogo.
Yeah, of course. And now we have Claw. I mean, oh my god, Claw? Vanilla
What?
Claw?
Claw? Dearest Homophony?
Dearest Homophony. Man, this rando is really broken. How come all of the items are where the items are supposed to be?
So we'll head up into City now using our City Crest and Dash and Claw to get over the long acid bridge, I guess.
I also want to point out that bouncy movement was really good. Okay, I lied about getting bouncy grub there. We're not getting bouncy grub here. We're getting it later.
Bouncy grub later, yes. Very nice. No dunks there.
And gatekeep once again. There's no gaslighting in this run though. And if Quato goes to Emilicia again today, I'm gonna be genuinely surprised. So
but I think we'll head straight into Sanctum here.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's really no...
I think there's like so if you're newer to speedrunning and you would like to run Elegy percent, since you do get a pale ore from Grubfather at a certain point, because the collector fight at the end is pretty difficult if you're newer to speedrunning. Quato will make it look really easy, but I promise you it is tough.
Yes.
But you do get a pale ore from Grubfather, and so if you're at the end of your run and you're struggling with the collector fight, you can go get a nail upgrade. Actually 2 nail upgrades, because you have your pale ore.
Pale ore and the Geo. Yeah, that's definitely a really nice safety. I mean, like this run, as far as like, I think when I was actively running, I wanted to like specifically do all of the cursed speed runs, you know, as they say, the cursed speed runs. And there's the grub that Quato likes, that one down there. He's gonna come back for it. But like the Elegy, like I always was like, I'm not gonna do Elegy, that's just a collectathon. You know, I'm like, I wanna do something spicier, you know, and it was meanwhile now I'm like, I would love Elegy, like so much movement. Oh my goodness, that sounds like heaven. You get like the one hard fight, but there's a safety if you wanted to do the safety, you know, that sounds great. There's a lot of like going through Queen's Gardens though, so that's the other. Queen's Gardens is the real hardest boss in the game.
Yeah, very true. Because yeah, I mean, we're talking about how we don't spend much geo in this run. We're not really going to get any spell upgrades other than Descending Dark.
Right.
And that is mainly because there's a grub in Crystallized Mountain. So literally we have to pick up Descending Dark on our way out.
Yeah. Kind of convenient for grubs to be located at dark, at dive and D-Dark.
Yeah.
You know,
Very
that
nice.
at least it's At least it's not like, oh, there's a grub at Shriek, but not at Wraith. That would be so cursed.
That would be cursed.
How would the collector get past the abyss door? You never know.
Well, the collector is void, so maybe he was born in the abyss.
I love the theories. So Quado picked up Spell Twister there, and that is basically going to be our only charm that helps with our damage output throughout the entire run. Like I said, no Shaman Stone. Thank you, Vex. So Spell Twister, it's right on the way. It's free, literally so easy to get. So that's going to be basically it for Quado's damage, other than like, you know, dive and D-Dark itself. More to say about how D-Dark behaves without Shaman Stone later in the run as it becomes relevant.
Very clean Soulmaster so far. So you saw Quado do the early control. He had a stagger pretty quickly. Quado is getting these hits in really nicely on all of the teleporting around. And Soulmaster is down.
Yeah, Soulmaster is like seeing a good speedrunner do Soulmaster is like, on the one hand, kind of hurts because you're like, oh, how come you know exactly where he's going to teleport, and when I do it, he teleports directly into my hitbox.
I mean, that's how it feels sometimes, right?
And Quado getting these double nail hits as Soulmaster is diving in this phase, so it's gonna make this part pretty easy. Oh, the high spawn's annoying, but easy enough to deal with.
Yeah, Quado handles it well. And we'll wait here to pick up our dive.
I guess this upcoming grub that is like dive locked here is one of the instances where it is best to run on 1.5. On 1.5, there were just some slight changes in how the physics of the game works, so it's a lot easier to get fake dives. They're really consistent, where previously they were kind of RNG. Fake dives is when you break the dive floor, but the knight doesn't actually fall through. So it makes getting that grub really easy. If you miss that fake dive and you dive straight through, I remember trying this on like 1432 for like Happy Couple or something like that. It's pretty frustrating, because you either have to pogo follies to get up, or you have to like quit out to the hard save, and both of those are annoying and obviously not optimal. So
true. So we'll exit Sanctum now, and I think we're heading over to City Store instead.
Yeah, that's my guess. Oh, we get this bench. I'm trying to think why we get this bench. Because it could just be to put on the charm. But is it...
I feel like we're going to come back here later. Like, if we're paying to unlock this bench, I think it's... We probably do like a Crystal Peak tour next, and then we come back to City.
Yeah, that's what I would think is Sea Peak tour. That's the other thing to remember. Like, Sea Peak is such an interesting area of the game because it has like -2 benches in it.
True. Very true.
I mean, it has and simple key for waterways grubs here. But like, Sea Peak is an interesting area. Basically, in every speed run, it makes a lot of sense to do everything in Sea Peak in a single trip if you can, and there's very few edge cases where you don't. And this is one. Ooh, nice, nice.
Fire bell.
Fire bell, yes. So on this Peaks trip, I believe this is the only one in the run, because Quado did tell me that he will be getting the Crown Grub early. So normally Crown is a little bit of a pain to get to without wings, but especially since he doesn't need the Pale Ore, it's not awful. So Quado will be getting the Crown Grub on like a single Peaks trip. So I'm pretty sure everything's all in one trip, except if we like C-dash in from Dartmouth later. Yeah, Mimic Grub might be a bit later.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that one bench in storerooms or by Sanctum will be doing a lot of work if that's the case.
Yeah, that will be our bench that we keep so that we can very efficiently get back to that point later.
The secret tool that'll help us later.
But yeah, there are a total of 7 grubs in Crystal Peak, so that makes it one of the most dense areas for grubs in the game.
Yeah, it's very dense, and it's already okay. It's one thing to go through Sea Peak if you are, say, an any percent runner or doing any of the categories that pretty much mimics any percent perfectly. Oh, how's Pogax gonna? Oh, Quata with the Pogax.
Not even touching the floor there.
I know. Sea Peak is just an air. He's insane.
Anyways, sorry.
Sea Peaks is an area that, like, you can get very much, because it's so cycle based, you can get into such a pattern and a rhythm of going through it. If you're used to basically any run that just grabs Crystal Heart and nothing else. Mm-hmm. But this is interesting because we actually get to see the latter parts of Sea Peak. We get D-Dark. There's grubs at like the bottom of Peak. There's a grub in Crown. There's just the area is much more wide. So Quado told me that routing in this early Crown grub is Masso's fault. So everyone yell at the masochist gamer for this routing.
I think this makes sense though, because you can just come over here kind of quickly. You don't have to come back in later.
I think, yeah, I'm wondering if previous routes... I'm wondering if it was wings or if it was, like, the only other thing I could imagine making this really faster is C-Dash itself.
Yeah.
No, we are not getting the ore. There's no nail upgrades.
Yeah, I was mentioning... Or sorry, I was just gonna say I was mentioning nail upgrades earlier just as like a beginner thing if you're interested in speedrunning.
Yeah, but Quado's correct.
Fun. Yeah, Quado will not be getting any nail upgrades, but it is, you get a lot of geo and you get a pale ore from Grubfather at the end, so it's a pretty quick way to get what you need for nail upgrades and then go do the collector fight, but Quado will not be.
Even does the turnaround in the fireball part of the cycle. It's like, you don't have to be that fancy. You just need the air stall, not the pushback. I bet he goes for underplat too. Wow.
Well, everyone goes for underplat.
I know.
But, I mean, yeah.
Not me, I live in fear.
Me too. Underplat
I'm
is
happy
scary.
We can relate. I know it's free. That doesn't help my mental.
Yeah, same. I'm with you. Damageless cycle, overplat. That's where I live.
Mm-hmm. I will do the damage tank cycle because it's easy. I like, it depends on the category. It depends on what you're doing. In a category like this where you have to do a lot of cleanup in peaks after you get C-Dash, I definitely think damageless cycle is the way to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll go, we got the grub next to Crystal Heart. We'll get this Crusher's grub here.
I hate the Crushers. I hate them.
Yeah, they can be kind of rough. A small optimization here with weaving via the crushers before the lever actually opens the gate, so we don't have to wait for it.
It's so interesting to see all of the like micro stories over time.
And one more grub here. And then on into the dark room.
Yeah, this dark room is one of the easiest dark rooms in the game. I think basically most Hollow Knight players, if they are going to learn a dark room, they learn this room. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
If you have C-Dash, you can baby it, and that's what I do. But it's not too bad with just with dash either. it's faster by dashing as opposed to C dashing.
Yeah.
So there is very specific movement in here to make sure that that buggy, for buggy skip, it's a type of early control after you get D-Dark, and it's just to make sure that that bug hits you while you're here. It's a lot easier when you're getting the grub. When you're not getting the grub, getting buggy to hit you is nearly impossible.
Yeah, that was very clean. Making sure to see that save icon before we go through the transition.
Also getting a lot of like, even when Quato doesn't get an inventory drop first try, just like immediately getting it right after. It's like, God. You don't have to be that cool. You have dive.
True. Yeah, true. We might need the soul for the resting grounds fire bell though. We gotta be optimal.
Right, right. How could I be so naive? I think what's actually funny with all of the random hard saves that are in the game, like all of the dreamers, like Hornet 2, like getting Kingsbrand, right? Like those and Shade Cloak. Those are all like hard saves. The fact that Dreamnail isn't a hard save is kind of wild.
It is. So we'll see.
Ooh, the cool C dash.
Quato making use of that C dash for Dream Plats here. I think actually this is kind of interesting given that so we get Dreamnail here not because we need it. It is helpful for the collector fight to be able to Dreamnail the collector when he staggers for extra soul. Oops, sorry, there's a loud car going by. But we don't actually need it. We just have to move through this room. And a seer skip there. And we'll head into crypts below resting grounds and continue after we rescue this guy. But there is a Dreamnail skip which uses some interesting geometry.
Quato's dive got caught on like the weird geometry of that. I forget what the entombed husk. Never mind, I don't forget.
Entombed husk. But yeah, the community is voting right now on whether this Dreamnail skip using it's like an invisible ceiling floor thing.
Yeah, if when in the room before Dreamnail where like the dreamers trap you in that platform. Oh, where'd the quit out?
I'm not sure.
Either he was going the wrong way or he got a major glitch. I'm not sure which.
Okay, maybe we were going the wrong way.
We were going the wrong way, okay. In the room in the room before Dreamnail where like the dreamers trap you and then like they show up and put you in the dream. You can like essentially go on the outside of that border that they put up and navigate that if you have wings explicitly, and this is just about the only category that would actually make use of that.
Yeah.
Other than like, at least this is the only one on the leaderboard, so there's probably some like edge cases.
Elderbug percent.
Oh.
I think also gets Dreamnail. I mean anything that goes through resting grounds but doesn't need to use Dreamnail.
I thought you needed wings to get that like skip though.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
so this might be. Well, then we don't even have wings.
Right, but you do get wings in this run, so it's a question of would you do this stuff later, I guess. If like a full reroute. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a routing brain. I just like someone makes a route and I'm like, I can maybe memorize that sometimes. And then I forget half of the things I need to complete the game and we all win in the end.
We all win.
So Quato is navigating through waterways. It's a very lateral area, so it's a lot easier to navigate if you have C dash, especially since there's so much like acid in this area. Looks like he's heading into Isma's Grove to get the Isma's Grub. I should do all of the Hollow Knight 8-year meme day runs. The problem that I'm having is that my excuse for the past... I've been in the Hollow Knight community for over 3 years now.
Very nice acid skips. Sorry.
Very nice, yeah.
Oh.
My excuse has always been... Ooh, wait, I'm going to explain the early control, though. when if you get the Hormp to Hormp ya, you get early control on Ismos, which is nice. My excuse for never speedrunning things and events is because I've been blaming school for the past 3 years. The problem is that I'm graduating in May, so I no longer have an excuse, and I don't like it.
So, Nick's takeover for HK8Y Meme Day. Confirm?
If I take over HY Meme Day, someone else is making all of the layouts. That's that'll be my statement on the matter. Get a job, use that as an excuse. Look, I'm not saying I'm gonna just be unemployed after graduation. I will have like a life. But right now my days are just about solved. Every single hour I'm doing something.
So yeah, we're in Isma's Grove. We put back to our city bench. We zoomed out of city, used that convenient dive exit, and then I think we'll pick up fungal bouncy grub probably on our way into deepness.
Yep, here is our fungal bouncy. Grub. It's just convenient that this is like, you know, a nice route into deepness, and it puts you next to Nosk grub, but like on the way you have the spore shroom grub. Like there's just so many. There's so many things in a row.
Yeah, and we'll see Quato rescued 4 grubs here, all back to back.
4 of them
in the same room.
Yeah, it's totally it's RNG actually.
Yeah, true. So you have to open every jar. So
you have to open every jar. I'm happy he opened 3 of them. It's more than I was expecting.
Yeah. True.
And if anyone is not aware, only one of those grubs is an actual grub. The other 3 are mimics. The one that's like in the third grub in is the real one. But I do love the joke that it's RNG which one is real. That's why you gotta like rando formats that screw with grubs a little bit, but add in mimics and stuff. Oh, is he getting the inventory? Wow. It scares me every time, but it's actually pretty comfortable as long as you have free health.
Yeah. And using inventory to help with those damage tanks there. Ooh, missing the inventory drop, but a nice dive into the hot spring.
Yes. And the wonderful thing about Elegy is that you save the Nosk grub and you don't fight Nosk. You just say no to Nosk.
Just get to leave. So yeah, I mean, Nyx mentioned earlier, there are grubs literally all over the map, so we have to pretty much go through all of Deep Nest.
Deep Nest has so many grubs, and for what reason? What made the collector put all of these grubs here?
That's a good question. Wow. Did baby jump?
Baby jump? Yeah. I love the baby jump. It is
good.
There is just a little piece of that wall that you can actually wall cling off of and jump off of, and it was found by a speedrunner named DeBaby, so we call it DeBaby Jump, or at least he was the first one to make it popular. And it's just one of those little micro optimizations that looks really cool, but it's actually kind of free if you know how to set it up properly. And then going to get Tram Pass, which of course is important for the hive internal grub. I'm trying to think if any other grubs are...
The other Isma's grub.
Yes, the other Isma's grub.
And
locked behind
the
Tram.
External grub.
Oh, I guess that would be also locked behind Tram.
Yeah, 3 Tram locked
I never
grubs.
consider it.
And I think that'll probably also be our way I'm getting ahead of myself. Do we
he
take
didn't.
tram?
He didn't.
We didn't get tram. We did get tram.
We did get tram passes. Looks like we're on our way to tram.
Oh, okay.
Doing the inventory to only get one damage tank on these Garpedes is really gamer. You can just damage tank 3 times because it's pretty free to just bench and tram, you know? But Quato's too gamer for that, so you can also just inventory through them.
Oh wait, so I was right. So okay, we're taking the tram. And we're going to rescue more grubs on the tram.
Hollow Nest has a public transportation system, believe it or not.
True. Walkable cities. An urbanist stream, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's an OSHA nightmare though. If you see, have you ever fallen off of the platforms in City of Tears? And you may be entitled to, then you may be entitled to workers' compensation.
So we went over to get the basin dive grub, and we will head over to the left here to pick up not only our monarch wings, but another grub on the way, making sure to skip the bench.
I did not realize that was a sea dash. Oh, it like slides you up.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, these ceiling boosts are really clean.
Alright, let's see how many hits Quato takes in the Molluks, whatever they're called.
My money's on 0.
I'm gonna say 1 because he can't be that perfect.
This is Quatopine we're talking about.
Oh. I'm upset. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, come on!
I know. It's
Alright, will he
upsetting.
get the trans dash up here?
He will, of course.
Trans rights, everyone.
Yeah, very clean Monarch gauntlet into the broken vessel fight here, and we're gonna use our sea dash so we can speed up this cutscene of all these life seeds spawning, which starts the fight a little faster. And so we do have D-Dark now, which gives us a little bit more damage output, but it is still a little bit of a tricky fight, especially with all these ghosts that like to spawn and fly around.
Yeah, and another interesting thing about using D-Dark in these boss fights is D-Dark, if you do not have Shaman Stone, actually has different behaviors depending on if the knight is facing right or left.
Sure.
If the knight is facing right, it does a little bit less damage, I'm pretty sure. If the knight is facing left, it does a little bit more damage. So before Quato dives, he's like actively making sure he's inputting left while also diving. This is like something that really doesn't matter in like the casual experience too much in probably most speedruns, but when it's your own, especially since like this is a pretty rare occasion to have D-Dark but no shaman. So it's a conscious decision that like only hardcore runners probably pay much mind to.
Yeah. So we'll zoom back out here so we can rescue this grub.
Yep, this is one of the grubs that I claimed is wings locked. It's in a speedrunning sense, yeah, it's wings locked. You can tell I'm getting tired. I'm like,
rule set. You're so right.
Tell I'm getting tired. I'm tripping over my words.
And so we'll continue on the tram over to the hive area. As we mentioned, there are 3 grubs that are locked by the tram pass.
Yep. Hive internal, hive external, and the other Isma's one. Which I'm now going to remember that Isma's one as the only upwards transition locked grub. Thank you, the AGAG run before this.
Oh, there was also the Spire grub is upwards transition locked.
Oh, is it? Oh, cool.
But yeah, that was fascinating about no clip and how you can't go through upwards transitions.
So Quato gets an easier time in Hive here than some of the other runs we saw today. Oh, but he screws up the movement. I gotta grill him about something. He's a little too good. So a little bit of an easier time through Hive when you have wings as opposed to when you don't. Um, when you don't have wings, it's kind of obvious that, oh, this place probably isn't really meant for him to be here, but it's a good thing he does have wings because if you do not have wings, then getting Hive internal grub is barely possible. Like the only way you can. Kawato, what are you doing? Okay, that
Yeah.
scared me.
Some nice movement there to avoid going all the way over to the right wall to C-dash.
Yeah. If you do not have wings, basically the only way you can get that grub is by having one of the bee spawner enemies like spawn a bunch of bees and you pogo your way up there. And it's like pretty cursed. It's possible, but it's cursed.
Yeah.
So good thing we have wings. Oh, but this movement's clean and fun.
Yeah, very nice climb. We'll head up here and do a little C-dash over to this grub.
SMH, not C-dashing where Team Cherry put the conveniently placed C-dash.
Ooh, and some nice damage on that corpse, so we can just C-dash back right through it.
And then this dive grub, which there is a really nice acid skip to get if you don't have Ismas, but we have Ismas, so we don't even have to worry about it. Do you think all those little bees miss their buddy
Aw,
when you take that grub?
maybe they do. They were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
So we passed right by dash slash here, but since it's 800 geo, we are not going to pick it up just because it's nearby. But we will pass by Oro's hut to get to the grub located beyond it. And then there are a few other grubs in Kingdom's Edge.
I am trying to remember literally any of them other than this one.
There's this
I am
spike
struggling.
grub under Markov.
Oh, there's... Yeah, okay.
And that might be it. I mean, the collector grubs,
think so.
obviously.
Yeah. Are the collector grubs technically... Are they...
Is that
Are
Edge
the
or
collect-
City?
Are they Edge or City? I don't...
think
Like,
that's
any
City.
bingoers can confirm.
According to the All Majors tracker, I think Tower of Love is in City.
That's what I thought. So I guess they're technically not Edge. You just access them through Edge.
Yeah. Oh, and we have
Yeah.
exactly... Oh, 310 geo. Never mind. Oh. Some nice spike pogo there. So this is the grub I was talking about.
Yeah, I like this grub. I always forget about it. I like when that aspid gets killed by the falling spike.
Very
It's kind of funny.
satisfying. So I think what we'll do from here is we will go through Tower of Love and then open up the shortcut for later.
That makes... Are we opening... Oh yeah, opening up. I'm like, why would we not just do collector now? I'm like, because you don't have the key.
Yeah,
That's an
we
important...
do have to go get the love key to open up the tower later, but we can hit this lever
Yep.
while we're
So now we can
over
actually
here.
access it from City and not
Yeah.
from Kingdom's Edge. I know how Hollow Knight by Team Cherry 2017 works.
And conveniently, there's a grub right here for us to save. And we're back in City, so I think we'll probably do some City grubs. What did Nerf do?
Oh, Nerf had accidentally joined our
Oh.
PC for like a millisecond.
Did Nerf have something to say?
No. No, I think it's just a misclick and having admin privileges gone wrong.
SMH. Mod abuse.
Mod abuse. We got this lovely guarded grub, which can be very annoying if you don't like sentries.
I don't like
Great Husk
sentries.
sentries.
I'm annoyed, personally, by that word.
That grub is... there have been too many times where I've been stuck there with the Great Husk sentry, just like the wrong position, you know? Like everything just going kind of wrong.
Yeah. Well, that was a nice C-dash there. Ooh, okay. Kind of messed up the left side climb a little bit. But that's alright. Oh. Speaking of
Are we just
Great
nitpicking
Husk
now?
sentries-
Is that the...
Well, I mean, the left side, like that climb specifically, the timing is pretty tight.
It is, yeah.
For the Great Husk sentry position in the cycle. So, I wasn't trying to. I just always pay attention to whether I mess up my climb there or not. Inspire.
No, that's... I never realized that it like messed up the Great Husk cycle.
Yeah, because it walks
I guess
back and
that's-
forth. You want it to be closer over to the left. I guess I don't know how it differs for the leader strat, but maybe that doesn't matter.
Oh, Quato, please.
Okay, we're alive.
I was so
We're
scared he was
surviving.
gonna get hit.
And so there are those two grubs. I think we probably proceed on to into Fog Canyon. That's where I would. No, I'm gonna be confident. That's where we're going next. We're going to Fog Canyon. No, we're probably going to Cliffs. Confidently, I'm confidently saying we're going to Howling Cliffs to rescue grubs. No, we're going to Crystal Pit.
You just got debated 3 times. I was sitting here racking my brain on like what grubs are in cliffs and why would we go this way when we had the green path stag, you know? And then the bait into this. Yeah, that grub right there. Totally oh, wait, no, that's not a grub.
Oh no. You know the stag nest stag grub. It's in Howling Cliffs. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, but now we're going to Fog Canyon.
I'm in before Quato goes to somewhere that isn't Fog Canyon.
No, we're definitely going to Fog Canyon after we rescue this grub here.
I like the addendum of after we get the scrub.
I mean, we're gonna rescue grubs on our way, always. 'Cause
Right.
unless we're not. Because it's optimal to do it later. Because there's this grub here right above the acid skip. Which
grub.
we're not doing the acid skip because we have business here, but we will save the grub and then I believe we will head down this way into Fog Canyon. Where there are
I am not
grubs.
used to the concept of Ismas existing.
Same.
You know, I'm not, I constantly forget that, oh, it's not a useless charm, as they say in the industry.
Okay, and I
It
was
has a
right.
purpose.
Fog Canyon.
God, that C-dash always scares me. It'll never not scare
It's a
me.
little spooky, yeah. So here's Archives Grub. And then probably into Queen's Gardens now. Yeah, so we're going to do
Yeah, the ACN way,
QGA.
but without the...
Yeah.
Not ACN. QGA. I am so tired.
Wow, QGA, that was so good.
Wow. Perfect QGA first try.
First try. So Queen's Gardens not only has a few grubs, but it also has the love key, which, as we mentioned, we need for later to get into the Tower of Love to fight the Collector.
The secret key that will help us later. Oh, I didn't know that I did not know that Petra just died to a D-Dark. That is pretty
Ooh.
cool.
Yeah, very clean arena.
Notably having to go around on current patch. In 1.2.2.1 there is a thorn warp where the hazard
Oh.
respawn. Ooh, the hazard respawn is put into wrong location pretty much on some of the thorns, so you're able to just warp right down to the lever. But you can't do that. That was patched out.
Unfortunate. So we will fight a few mantis traders here in order to get this key. Very clean.
That is he must have that arena solved, because that was a very good, just
Yeah.
D-Dark each of them once, and then you can just fireball them both on the side. Very, very good. Having wings in Queen's Gardens is probably very nice.
Yeah.
What a concept.
What a concept. And then we'll do this longer Petra Gauntlet here. And very clean. Once again, I mean, we would expect nothing less. I think we'll be picking up this bench.
Yes, I believe that'll be our access into like Deep Nest later.
Yeah.
Get the like dark Deep Nest side grubs.
I think
Or
we're
maybe
headed
now.
there right now.
Wow, I got you baited. I thought he was gonna do QG first.
I think we'll probably come back for QG after we do this. Like, we'll save quit back and then...
Oh, this is actually dark.
Mm-hmm.
Has this always been dark in this category?
Yeah.
Was
We
there
have
a
no
lantern? Wow.
Because Dive is our Crystal Peak entrance, and then there's...
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's way too much geo.
That's another explanation as to why I've never ran this.
Yeah, so there was a
There's a
grub
reason.
in the dark there. And then, Lincoln, you missed it. Quato used a hazard respawn to warp back up to a platform and get a nice C-dash. We'll be heading out of this last room here, just up and over this spider, and then a C-dash out, and we're in Distant Village.
That is the one, like, both nice and not nice thing about dark rooms, is that the hazard respawn always puts you at the front of the room.
Yeah.
So you can use that to control exactly, where you need to go and what your movement is. Also love a good Beast Den trap bench skip. But, so you can always control, like where you're going to be in the room. If you take an intentional damage warp, there's no chance of you going the wrong place. But that means that if you screw up movement in a dark room unintentionally, you're put right back at the beginning and you have to redo the entire thing.
Yeah.
So now more QGA. So we get, or QG. Now more acid for everyone. Then we have the QG hard arena, is what I like to call it, because it's more difficult than the Petra arena. Especially with D-Dark, it's kind of the Petras are pretty annoying to deal with D-Dark. You can pogo on top of them like Quato has been doing, and it kind of like stuns them into not doing their attack for a little bit. But they will still attack, and those things boomerang right back to the top. So
Yeah.
it's not a foolproof plan by any means.
And the hitboxes on these Mantis Traders actually appear before the Mantis Traders finish spawning in. So you'll see Quato using that to his advantage. Getting some hits in and some damage in before they're even there.
This little grub in the corner here.
Yes, this is a good grub actually. I mean, all grubs are good. But that's probably one of my top 5 grubs.
And now we go through frogs.
Yes, it is frogs time.
Now, the question is, will Quato forget the grub through frogs? Because I have watched Quato run Elegy probably like so many times over the past few years. And I think this, low HP on frogs is never a good thing. This is probably the grub that I've seen him forget the most. Oh, no, he remembered.
Remembering.
I have seen him forget this grub 1,000 times before. So it's good that he remembered for the marathon.
Yeah. so we'll continue through the frogs, taking our revenge.
Geo?
Oh, picking up some more geo.
Oh, 200 exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
And head over to the stag. Oh, head over to the
Quado, get
stag,
back. Just
please.
get over.
See you
Quado,
later,
please.
Marmu.
If that was me, I would have missed the pogo onto that one like
Yeah.
flying mossy guy and lost it all.
Same.
Oh, Firebell too. Wow.
But yeah, we have one more grub to rescue in Queen's Gardens. All the way at the top. I call this grub like C- grub just because it is C- locked. I mean, it's a lot of things locked, but you definitely need C-. Usually.
It's a pretty cool platforming challenge. I really enjoy the idea of this grub until I have to get it and I somehow screw it up.
Oh, that was so nice. Quado did a little pogo on one of the Petra's like spinny
boomerang
things.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think we'll be stagging out of here, so we called the stag before we went to get that grub. Small optimization there, and we're headed back to Green Path. I think this is getting towards the end of the run, so we just have some Green Path cleanup to do.
Yeah, like we said earlier, you know, it's really not worth it to go through most of the grubs in Green Path your first pass because and here we're getting the Cliffs one, I think. That's behind like Balder Shell. Most of the Green Path grubs, it really doesn't make much sense to get your first time in Green Path because it's very slow because you only have you don't have any movement or you only have dash. Yeah, it's not worth it. So going and getting these now that Quado has full range of movement goes very quickly. Green Path is another one of those areas in the games that's actually fairly it has a lot of like lateral rooms that are just kind of easy to C-dash through. So that helps with gathering these last couple grubs very quickly.
So there's one grub down near Massive Moss Charger, so I think we'll go get that first. And yeah, being able to C-dash through these rooms here, as Nick's mentioned, is very nice. Pretty quick. So you'll see Quado up-slashing a lot just to get some nail knockback and move downward just slightly faster. We've also got another grub here, by the way. Okay, on the way. I guess we're heading up to the Cornifer grub first. And then we'll go down to Massive Moss Charger. Oh, also to not cling to the wall. That makes sense.
Micro optimizations.
Yeah, that's the name of the game when you're running meme categories at a high level. But I think, I mean,
sure.
a lot of the meme categories, I think the thing they have in common is they're really fun routing exercises.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And a lot of people really enjoy that because that happens a bit with mainboard categories, but those are much more run, I guess.
Yeah,
more
you have
people
to
tend to run them, so they get more optimized.
You have to get on the train, you know, the crazy train pretty early in order to be able to route these things. The meme categories are kind of special because usually they have some more lucrative goals. So, for instance, like getting all of these grubs, because there's 46 of them, you can do them in so many different orders. So finding, like, even though this run is pretty well optimized, is this the right order? I don't know. There might be something slightly faster. And so that's like kind of the flexibility of meme categories. Whereas if you wanted to be the one to have a game-shaking route in, you know, any percent or true ending, you better discover a glitch or a skip or something to that effect in order to actually be successful. or just be really, really early on the hype train for it.
Yeah.
Like a few years ago, a lot of categories weren't really run on current patch too much. So there is a lot of people who sought out opportunities in learning routing things out because no one else had. Collecting soul here before collector because as everyone knows, collector doesn't.
Very nice
Screen
screen
skip.
skip,
Let's
yeah.
go.
So getting a damage tank in there while the collector was screaming so that we could get some damage before the fight actually started.
Which is amazing. And mind you, Quato has nail 0, so all of the enemy spawns that come in are like he has no way of killing them in one hit. So in this case, you just gotta output as much damage to the collector itself as you can, and try to manage the enemies so you just don't get, absolutely screwed by them. But Dark has a pretty big splash, so, it kind of helps to take care of the minions. And that's collector.
That's collector. So auto on collector. So we'll get these 3 grubs up here, and then we'll head to Grubfather to collect Elegy percent, which is the ending condition for the run. And that'll be tonight.
Now, I have a very important question.
Yes, Nix.
Do you think we will get a 0 bounce Elegy?
Ooh, good question. So this is a big RNG check in the run. So when
Huge.
Grubfather throws Elegy out, it can bounce or it cannot bounce. And you want it to not bounce so you can pick it up faster.
This was a major discussion in the community when a lot of people were running grub song percent, which is like a much shorter category, like grub collector.
Yippee! So we're just gonna wait for Grubfather to throw out all of his rewards now. And I think we're gonna pull Quato in for an interview. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh. GG. Almost.
Thank you.
But I
What,
think...
do you think you're gonna get any bounces though, Quato?
Oh, that's a true question. I got a 0 bounce scrub song just now, so I don't have much hopes for Elegy.
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah.
a 0 bounce grub song.
I think we're getting a bounce. People.
I think we're gonna get like 2 or 3 bounces.
I think we gotta get like 4 bounces.
Oh, no.
Even, yeah.
No bounces.
No bounces.
Well, yeah, super fun run to watch, Quato. Thanks for showing
Yeah.
up. How did you feel about everything?
Yeah, I found okay. I didn't make any major mistakes. I did forget the route at one point and forgot waterways existed. And I was like, oh, I have to do waterways. I also messed up on Geo. I was like 30 Geo off, so I had to kill some others, but yeah. My goal was to get a 56, and like, once I was done with Green Buff, I was like, if I got a good collector, I would 56, so I was like, oh god. And then I got a collector by like 5 seconds, so yeah.
That was an amazing collector.
That was a really good collector. I got like 2 sagas in a row like early on, and that was it's went really well.
Yeah, Quato, what is your PB?
My PB is a 55-31.
Okay.
I
should
got a
know
0
that,
bounce
but I didn't.
Elegy. Oh my
No!
god.
You did!
Oh, jeez. It's the plotter.
I have a question from chat that I do have to censor.
Oh, okay.
Question for Quato: why is he so freaking good?
Practice. I mean, this run wasn't amazing. Like, I can post my splits. Basically, after Dreamnail, actually at Dreamnail I was pretty even with BB. And then after that, I kind of went bad. But
It was still
I didn't
very
die.
clean. And if you
Yeah,
go back to watch this VOD, it's going to be Oat and I anytime you make a little tiny mistake, being like, "Oh, I can't believe."
Oh, I did make a lot of tiny mistakes, so yeah. I'm sure you have lots to criticize. But I didn't make like any major mistakes, I would say, and that was kind of what I wanted. And I got collector screen skip, so that was cool.
Yeah.
That was such an impressive screen skip. I was like explaining something else, and then I'm like, "What?" Anything else for Quato? Or Quato, do you have anything to say to the people?
I hope the people watching enjoyed the combo of like AG. So grubs with all the glitches versus grubs with none of the glitches. Unless you count skip as a glitch, as some people do.
True.
But yeah,
I
that was
think
awesome. The follow
inventory
Boston and
dropping
Python.
is a
Yeah.
glitch, actually.
I think so too. That should be banned, so we
Actually.
don't have to do it. Yeah.
Well,
um,
huge GG,
yeah,
Quado.
GG's Quado. Maybe in the spirit of saving grubs, we can do some grub noises to close out the run.
Oh, of course.
Me, Mama.
I
Thanks.
don't know if my mic picks them up.
Oh, we got a little grub sound.
Okay, cool.
So we will be right back with an AWR showcase. Everybody, stay tuned. But yeah, thanks again, Quado. Thanks, Nyx, for calming with me.
Yeah,
It's
thanks for
fun.
the comments.
Hey, thanks for the awesome run.
Bye.
Bye.